Hello the internet, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, and today we have the updated tier list for March 2024. Of course, it's only a PvE tier list. I don't touch PvP. Don't ask me for a PvP advice. I know nothing, and I dislike PvP gadgets. But when it comes to PvE, we maintain a tier list, and every single month we try to go and make some change based on the current units being released, current usage, also for raids and everything in between, right? So we try to update this once a month. I know some people dislike that we try to update it every month, and I think personally there is units who will never move around. So when we talk about litter, for us to replace litter, they need to release 5 CDR units with amazing moves, right? And then later we maybe lose some usage. For us to move Red Hood or a Scarlet Black Shadow, they need to release a new top DPS in the whole game. So, it's really hard for some units to move, but the rest, there's always to be conditionals. There's always to be situations where they get less usage, where we get something new where that just works better, right? So let's talk about the current changes for this month, which also includes, of course, the Killer Wife being released at 0.5 and why she's there. So before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe to help me grow the channel, and let's get started. Once again, T0, absolutely no changes in here. Zero changes. T0 is remaining the same for a long as time, will remain the same for a long as time. I've been thinking of maybe removing everyone at T0 and just leaving like the absolutely best units in the game, which in my opinion would be only be 3, but that's just me, right? Would be Red Hood, Scarlet Black Shadow, and Litter. I think those 3 units excel above everyone else. But then I will be also reworking everything else, and I don't want to do that because I'm a lazy bastard. So for now, we're going to keep like the really, really good units on top, even though there, of course, are differences between all of them, right? Also, remember that this is ordered alphabetically to avoid problems with who's stronger or who's not, right? Now, T0.5, there's multiple changes, but a new addition is going to be the Killer Wife. Some people might agree, some people might disagree. Once again, some people are saying that she is power creeping a lot of CDR units. She's not. She's really good. She is an amazing unit. She's not power creeping the current metas, right? When is she actually being better than, for example, Volume or the other CDR units? Well, of course, it's going to be, as you can see with the Perflag here, with the sniper rifle units with Pierce. That's where she shines the most, because we thought that percentage was going to be less. Like if you max out the skill 1, right, the Pierce damage is actually doing a lot of extra damage for Red Hood, Maxwell, Haran, Alice, units that can take advantage of that Pierce. And that is incredible. But for most people, this is not going to be a priority to upgrade. In fact, it's already hard, as you can see, level 8. This is so expensive. I'm personally going to go 4-10-4, and she's going to stay like that for a long as time. We could argue long term, if you are into raids a little bit, but you don't try hard, going 7-10-7, but still I think it's too much investment for most people. 4-7-4 is good enough, 4-10-4 if you can afford that skill towards level 10. But also one of the really good things that she has is that her cooldown is consistent. It's every 8 shots, X amount. It's not like Litter where you need 3 rotations or Volume, right? It's just always the same. And this is amazing when you just put her on any team on autoplay, or you're just playing with the Schoolgirls and Red Hood Maxwell, which is the team that most people are going to be using, right? Your cooldowns are consistent. You have no problems every single time to burst first with Tia and then with... So she's starting at 0.5 with the Painting Flag for the snipers with Pierce damage, which I think is pretty good. Now when we talk about T1, there is a couple new changes. You will see Noise is down here and Privati and Kind Maid is here. Why have we moved Privati and Kind Maid? I think her damage is up to par with a lot of the units in here in T0 and T0.5, but it's a lot more conditional, and she actually have 2 flags already. One which is you need Leona and or Tove, and she's also situational. Most of the time she's gonna be a boss unit, a bossing unit that you can use when the boss is constantly close to you, and she will be an amazing and your top priority for those fights. But outside of those situations, she is getting a lot less usage, which is why I think she will stay T1 unless we get more units that can make shotguns even better. In that same regard, and that is also the reason why we have moved to 1.5 Leona. I said this last month. Leona is in a situation just like Tove and Elec, where they could be a lot higher in every tier list if we have more units to take advantage of their abilities. So Tove and Leona right now is like, yes, Maid Privati becomes a beast, but there is not really a lot of other shotguns that can properly take advantage of their kits. And then Elec, there is not a lot of units with distributed damage, but even without the distributed damage, it's a really good support unit. I've been thinking of moving her up. For now, she will stay in 1.5, but you might see her sooner or later on T1 100%. Like that's almost for sure. Let me know what you think about the change. So as usual, everything you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments because I don't mind running more tests, going and being like, oh, these people disagree with this. All right, let's keep testing, ask more people. I'm not perfect. I like feedback and I don't mind correcting my mistakes, right? So let me know anything that you think could be changed. On 1.5, once again, we have moved Leona down. Elec and Toph still remain here. On T2, there is only one change, and that was from T1.5, we have moved down Julha. Now, Julha was, and it's still amazing for one-shot teams with Snow White, but she's losing more and more and more usage. And outside of those compositions, you will not really see her. There is not really a lot of reason to be using her, at least right now. That might change in the future, but for now, I think she will stay at 2. Now, outside of all of these changes, which would be, once again, to, a quick recap, the Killer Wife 0.5, Noise and Privacy Made on T1, Leona down to T1.5, and then Julha going back to T2. I don't think we changed anything else, or at least I don't remember. Maybe I'm tripping and I forgot something, but I think that's about it. I know some people disagree with Moran being in 2.5, but I will die on this hill. If anyone can prove to me that on high deficit Moran is actually useful, I will change her. But you're not going to be able to prove it because she deals 1 damage and she cannot heal herself or anyone and she will just die. Which, it's a pain, but it is what it is, right? She's a good unit, she's a good support. For elemental content and some bosses, she will actually be really good. But outside of that, I don't agree with other tier lists putting her higher than that. Again, that's just my opinion. Feel free to leave videos or explanations down below if you disagree. I think those are all of the changes for this month. Once again, every single month I'm going to go back to the tier list, and depending on the new release we have, the rates do not define the tier list because rates at the end of the day are elemental, and with of course there's going to be units that go up in usage just for that rate. That doesn't mean the tier list will change a lot based on that, but it's something to take into consideration. How useful are units overall for rates, right? That said, after all of this jumping, after all of this rant as usual, that's gonna be it for this one. We're gonna be later live doing some NIKKE, playing some games. Feel free to come by, say hello. We're live every single day, 1 hour before NIKKE resets, sometimes earlier. Links in the description down below. Thanks to my patrons for making this content possible. By the way, we have switched from Patreon to Coffee. If you wanna support us, new link in the description. Good luck with your pudding rates, and see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。